Hey folks, welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network Indy Review. I am your host, Lewis Carlin. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to be discussing Global Syndicate Wrestling Global Festival Night 2. We did our podcast, our review, Global Syndicate Wrestling Global Festival Night 1. I was joined by my boy George Mackay. Unfortunately, he's unable to join me for this one, so I'm going to fly solo on this one. But Global Syndicate Wrestling Global Festival Night 2 was a very, very good show. I really enjoyed it. It was on last Saturday, and Global Festival Night 1 and 2 are both available on the Global Syndicate Wrestling YouTube channel. So I highly recommend you head on over to their channel, check out those two shows, and subscribe if you don't subscribe, because it's a great, great indie promotion, Global Syndicate Wrestling. So head on over to their YouTube channel, and if you want to watch the two shows, they're available on there right now. But we're going to talk about Global Festival Night 2 right now. We're going to jump right to the main event, because what a main event we had. It was the finals of the women's title tournament, the Global Syndicate Wrestling women's title tournament, and it was Masha Slamovich, the current Soul of Syndicate champion, taking on Allysin Kay, and the winner of this match will be the first Global Syndicate Wrestling women's champion. And my goodness, what a match this was. Holy smoke, we had a wild brawl to start the match. They brawled outside the ring for about a good 10 minutes. The bell didn't even ring, and they're brawling outside the ring. It was a great brawl. They kind of teased coming into the ring, but they rolled in and rolled out, and the ref wasn't able to ring the bell, and they continued the brawl outside. And the match wouldn't officially start until they both got into the ring. Eventually, they both got into the ring, and finally the referee rang the bell. And what a match we had. This was a great back and forth match. This match had everything. As I said, the wild brawl to start, great in-ring back and forth action between the two, near falls, near submissions. This was an absolute war. This was an absolute war, and I loved it because there was the women's title was on the line here, and they both proved that they both wanted that title. They both fought each other so hard because they made that title seem important, in my opinion. And like I said, absolute war in this match. Absolutely. When you get talents like Masha Slamovich and Allysin Kay going one-on-one, you're going to get a great match. And if you're a professional wrestling fan, I highly recommend that you watch this match. You'll really appreciate this match. This was just a fantastic, fantastic main event. And in the end, Masha Slamovich defeated Allysin Kay. She used the belt. She cheated a little bit. She hit Allysin Kay with the title, and she got the 3 counts. And Masha Slamovich is now, I guess you could say, the Global Syndicate Wrestling belt collector, now the Solo Syndicate champion and the women's champion as well. So Masha Slamovich defeats Allysin Kay, and it's just an absolute war. I can't say that enough. This was just such a terrific, terrific main event. Absolutely loved it. It's the type of match that I could watch over and over again. Just a great, great match. Absolutely loved it. I can't say that enough. I can't say that enough. I absolutely love this match. So let's go to the opening, the first match. The first match I didn't love so much. Okay, I'm sorry, but I didn't love the first match. It was KZT versus Janai versus Jordan Blade. And I didn't think the match was all that great. I don't know. I mean, night one, they started Richard Holliday. I don't recall, but it was a Richard Holliday match, which I don't recall his opponent. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can get his opponent here real quick. Oh, it was Will Alday. Sorry about that. Richard Holliday against should keep these notes here just in case. So Richard Holliday against Will Alday in Global Festival Night 1. That was a great way to open the show. This match, not so great in my opinion. Not so great. I know that they wanted to make Jordan Blade look like the beast in the ring, the monster of the 3, and she did. They wanted to make her look like an unbeatable talent, and she did hit a double suplex, and then she got a double heel hook submission to win the match. But not to be negative, but if this match didn't happen, I wouldn't. I'd be fine with it. I'd be okay with it. I'd be fine. I think match 2 is the match that they should have started the show with, because that was a great match in my opinion. Tyson Maddux taking on Reyes. And just want to reiterate, in the first match, Jordan Blade was victorious in that match. But match 2 was really good. Match two was really good. This is the match I think maybe they should have started with and then had the three-way dance as the second match. But Tyson Maddux, Ricky Reyes was a very, very good match. As I said, as I wrote down here, it should have been the opener. Definitely should have been the opener. They started with technical wrestling to start. The pace picked up, and they both raised the level as the match progressed. Great action, back and forth stuff, both hitting big moves. But in the end, Tyson good. I'm sorry, Tyson. I wrote here Tyson Maddux is very good. Sorry, Tyson good. Tyson Maddux wins the match over Ricky Reyes in a very, very good match. And Tyson Maddux is very, very talented. I don't know how old he is. It's like the second or third time that I've seen Tyson Maddux, but he's very talented. He's got great potential. I'm assuming he's young. I'm assuming he's in his early to mid 20s. But he's really good. I mean, he definitely has great potential. And I think the right guy went over here. Ricky Reyes, the underground assassin, if I'm not mistaken, has been around for quite some time. But Tyson Maddux definitely has potential. I would love to see Tyson Maddux go on a winning streak and then possibly challenge Alexander Hammerstone or for the heavyweight title. I think Maddux is definitely a potential top contender down the road, but Tyson Maddux, very, very talented. But Maddux wins it here. He wins it with a roll up, if I'm not mistaken. But again, Tyson Maddux has great potential. I really enjoyed this match. Again, it should have been the first match. It should have been the opening match. It could have set the stage for the show, but I'm not running the show, but if I was running the show, I think that would have been the first match that would have done. And this review is going to be a lot quicker than the one with George Mackay, because me and George get along and we feed off each other. So this is just me talking. So this is going to be a lot quicker than the review that I did with George. So I apologize for that. But the third match was one of the best matches that I've seen in quite some time. It was apparently a number one contenders match. For the heavyweight Alexander Hammerstone's heavyweight championship. Davey Richards taking on Josh Alexander. I was expecting an absolute war, and that's exactly what we got. An absolute war. What a match this was. This match is what professional wrestling is all about. Both were fighting hard to become a number one contender. I know Josh Alexander, he cut a emotional promo after the match, praising Davey Richards, calling Davey Richards his hero, and that he got to compete against Davey Richards. He got to test himself against one of his heroes, one of the best. And it was just a terrific match. Josh Alexander, one of the absolute best in the world, without a doubt. And they were getting fight forever chants. This is just one terrific match. I applaud Global Syndicate Wrestling for putting this match together because it was just a pleasure to watch this match. Again, it's exactly what professional wrestling was all about, was this match. Unfortunately, the number one contenders match went to a time limit draw. So that was unfortunate, but it was also fortunate that it went to a time limit draw, because now we might get a rematch between Davey Richards and Josh Alexander, and no time limit. Maybe we get an Iron Man match, a 60-minute Iron Man match between Davey Richards and Josh Alexander. I think that would be just tremendous. If they could put that together, that would be just tremendous, an Iron Man match. But I'm thinking they're going to have a rematch, and there's going to be no time limit. I know the fans were chanting 5 more minutes. Unfortunately, we didn't get the 5 more minutes. But it does set the stage for another match. And to the owners of Global Syndicate Wrestling, let's get an Iron Man match between Davey Richards and Josh Alexander, because they both can go for 60 minutes. Josh Alexander did it, Impact Wrestling against TJP. I'm not sure if Davey Richards was ever involved in an Iron Man match, but I'm sure he'd have no issue going 60 minutes. And that would be, if Josh Alexander's against Davey Richards in an Iron Man match, that could be a match of the year candidate without a doubt. So again, the owners of Global Syndicate Wrestling, please hear me. Please listen. Do I have your attention? Give us an Iron Man match between Josh Alexander and and Davey Richards. I think that would be tremendous. But again, as I mentioned in the main event, if you're a professional wrestling fan, you would appreciate Slamovich against Allysin Kay. But as of this one, if you're a professional wrestling fan, you would absolutely love this match. Absolutely love this match. Highly recommend it. Once again, if you're watching the review and you haven't seen it, you haven't seen the shows, again, one more time, they're on YouTube. Check them out. Global Syndicate Wrestling YouTube channel, night 1, night 2, both on their YouTube channel. And I highly recommend that you check them out. That was a great one. In match 4, the fourth match, we had Gio Galvano. I know I messed up his name in night 1, the night 1 review, and George corrected me, but Gio Galvano defended the Next Gen Championship against Yoya, the shooterweight. Love that name, the shooterweight. And this was a good, fast-paced match. I really like this match. Galvano is a great talent with lots of potential, as Tyson Maddux is, but Galvano also is a great talent with lots of potential, and Yoya has lots of potential as well. And again, I love the name of shooterweight. It was a good match. The good back and forth action. Austin Aries, of course, was on commentary saying that if Yoya wins, that's because he weakened Galvano. But Galvano was victorious 2 nights in a row, defeating Austin Aries night 1, and he defeated Yoya in this one. Again, good back and forth action. Galvano hit the Sicilian slice. Then the good game wins the match for him. I think he could be a star in the making. Actually, Galvano. He seems to have the it factor. He seems to have the it factor, and he looks like a wrestler. He moves like a wrestler. I haven't heard any really promos from Galvano as of yet, but he definitely has great star making potential, and definitely worthy of holding the next gen championship in Global Syndicate Wrestling. And after the match, Robert Martyr came out to confront him. Robert Martyr on night 1 lost to Jacob Fatu in a terrific match. But it looks like Robert Martyr is going to be the next challenger for Gio Galvano and the Next Gen Championship. But I want to see a lot more of Yoya. It's the first time I saw Yoya wrestling. Really impressed with Yoya. He did a great job here. And Gio Galvano, became a fan of Gio Galvano in this match as well. Well, I became a fan of Gio Galvano in night 1, but I guess I could say I am a fan of Gio Galvano at this point. But I'm looking forward to Galvano defending against Robert Martyr. I'm sure that match is coming up in the near future. Then after that we had Anthony Gangone. Hope I pronounced that right. I have trouble with names for some reason. Gangone, Anthony Gangone. I hope I got that right. And Donovan took on Richard Holliday and Hammerstone. Hammerstone wanting to be a babyface. They actually Holliday and Hammerstone actually opened the show. And Hammerstone was like, let's be baby faces, and Holliday was like, baby faces, I don't know about that. Holliday seemed a little annoyed, but the match was okay. This match was okay. There was nothing special. The only thing that surprised me was Holliday and Hammerstone lost the match. Anthony Gangone and Donovan came up with a surprise win. I wasn't expecting that. The match was okay. It was, again, nothing special about the match. Personally, I would have preferred Hammerstone defending his title again on night 2 to show that he's a fighting champion. I would have had Hammerstone defend the title against anybody in Global Syndicate Wrestling instead of this tag team match. I'm not sure. The point of them losing is I don't know. Maybe they're to push Donovan and Gangone. But I don't know. It's a surprise win. Just the match never seemed to really get going. And the gears never really kicked in my opinion, in this match. And nothing special. The match was okay. Again, with the surprise win. But again, I would have had Hammerstone show that he's a fighting champion. I mean, on night 1, he defeated Steve Macklin in a great match. I would have had him defend his belt on night 2 against somebody as another opponent. Well, who could have been? It could have been. Let me see. Who could have? I can't think of an opponent. Right? Well, maybe they could. Well, no, I was gonna say maybe Davey Richards and Josh Alexander battled to see who the number 1 contender is, but there was no winner. That was a time limit draw. But whoever the opponent would have been, I think it would have been better have Hammerstone defend the title on night 2 as well instead of this tag team match. It just didn't do it for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that match didn't do it for me, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. And then we had the final match to talk about. And then we have a final match and one more thing to talk about. Moose taking on Wrecking Ball Legursky. This was a very good match. This was the Dream Openweight Championship match. Moose against Wrecking Ball Legursky. Legursky took on Charlie Tiger on night 1. Sorry, remembering names is not my strong point. And ask George Mackay, he knows that. But Charlie Tiger, he took on Charlie Tiger in night 1, the GSW Dream Openweight title. And Charlie Tiger really took it to Legursky. Legursky got in very little offense in that match. And me and George, we didn't, while we loved Charlie Tiger and his explosive offense and controlling much of the match, we kind of soured on Legursky in that match with Charlie Tiger. They just didn't think kind of like George thought he took the night off, and I kind of agreed. But maybe the reason why he needed to do that is because his opponent was Moose on night 2, and he needed to save all his strength. And I thought he was going to be gassed after about 30 seconds, but I have to say I was wrong. This was a very good match. Moose against Wrecking Ball Legursky showed up in this match, and it was Moose is a legit star. And I think Moose brought out the best in Legursky in this one, as they went toe-to-toe in this big man battle. Legursky did look like he got gassed, not after 30 seconds, but as the match progressed, he looked like he was getting a little tired. Moose is in just phenomenal shape. But again, Moose, a legitimate star, Impact Wrestling legitimate star, went toe-to-toe with Kenny Omega in a great match. I thought really brought the best out in Wrecking Ball Legursky. And the only thing is the ending was a bit lame. You know, the Moose hit a low blow on Legursky as Legursky was climbing up the ropes, and the ref saw it, and the ref disqualified Moose, and then that was it. Moose hightailed out of there, and that was it. Legursky went back with his title. Excuse me. Yeah, take a drink of water. I'm talking too fast. Yeah, so I thought it was a little lame, that ending. I can understand, you know, Moose is there. Moose is not going to lose to Legursky. You don't want Legursky to lose the title, so you have to come up with an ending where Moose doesn't get pins and Legursky doesn't lose the title. So Moose low blows Legursky and then hightails it out of there. But I would have had. You kind of think that Moose did that because, you know, he might have thought that I can't beat this guy, so I'm going to have to get out of here and get myself disqualified. But you didn't kind of didn't feel that. You kind of didn't feel that as the match was going on. You didn't feel like, you know, Moose is having so much trouble with Legursky. There's no way he's going to win. He's going to have the low blow, get disqualified to get himself out of there. You didn't kind of feel that. So that's why the ending was a little lame. They could have done it better. Maybe Moose got a chair and just started hitting Legursky across the back, and then got himself disqualified that way, and maybe destroy Legursky, setting up a rematch between the two down the road. I don't know. Again, something like that. But I just thought it was a little lame. It just, boop. He just hit him with a low blow, said, "Okay, I'm out of here," and he took off. And then that was the end of the match. And then he might have hung around a little. He just didn't low blow him and then just took off or ran to the back. But he was out of there rather quickly. But then Legursky just walked up the aisle, raised the title, and said goodbye. So a little bit of a lame ending. But again, the match itself I thought was tremendous. Again, Legursky showed up for this one. Legursky knew that Moose is not Charlie Tiger, right? That Moose is a legit star, so he's going to have to. As I said when I did the review with on night 1, that Legursky's going to have to bring his A game, and Legursky brought his A game. Legursky brought his A game against Moose, and I'd love to see them down the road rematch between the two. We'll love to see it. We'll love to see a match again. Love to see Moose back in Global Syndicate Wrestling. And that was it. So overall, it was a very good show. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend the show. Again, one more time, I'm going to say before I close this out, it's going to say, if you haven't seen the shows, night 1, night 2, head on to Global Syndicate Wrestling YouTube channel. Both shows are on there right now, and lots of other content are on there. Global Syndicate Wrestling content is on there as well. If you don't subscribe, hit that subscribe button to Global Syndicate Wrestling. And if you don't subscribe to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network YouTube channel, you're watching it right now, hit that subscribe button here as well. So final notes, I thought it was a very good show. I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. Global Syndicate Wrestling, great indie promotion. Again, highly recommended. Looking forward to their future shows. And they seem to be bringing in the top talent. And they definitely have a number of stars, especially in Masha Slamovich, who holds 2 titles for them right now. Is one of the top indie talents right now. It's just very surprising that she's not in a major promotion right now, but Global Syndicate Wrestling sees talent in Masha Slamovich, great wrestler there, and they're bringing in top talent as well, like Josh Alexander, Moose, as I talked about, David Richards. So Global Syndicate Wrestling is definitely a promotion to watch. They got a great future ahead of them, and I look forward to more Global Syndicate Wrestling shows in the future. Again, highly recommend it. Global Syndicate Wrestling, baby. Global Festival, night 1, night 2. Check it out on YouTube. Okay, on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for listening to me today. I'm Lewis Carlin. This is the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network Indie Review. Until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.